What's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to another video. If you're stopping by the channel for the first time, please consider subscribing to my channel. And while you're at it, smash that like button for me. I really would appreciate it. Also, hit that post notification bell so that you're notified every time I upload a new video. Be careful down in the comment section of the videos. A lot of spam, a lot of scammers. I will never ask you to contact me by WhatsApp or Telegram. I also do not invest money for my subscribers, so please be careful. Don't get yourself scammed. If you want up to 12 free stocks, Webull is going to give you up to 12 free stocks when you open a new Webull brokerage account. Put at least 1 penny in that account. They're going to give you up to 12 free stocks for just trying out the brokerage app. There's a link down in the description box of the video. Go click on that Webull link. Open up your new brokerage account today. Go get that free stock. Go get that free money. 7.5%. That's the interest rate I was quoted yesterday for a 30-year fixed rate mortgage loan. That is the highest rate since November of 2022. What is causing mortgage rates to increase again? The Federal Reserve. See, the 30-year fixed rate mortgage rate is influenced by the 10-year Treasury yield. But the 10-year Treasury yield is influenced by short-term interest rates, aka the Fed funds rate. And with the not so good news we've gotten recently about inflation, January's CPI report coming in above expectations, that has caused the 10-year Treasury yield to increase. It's widely speculated that the Federal Reserve will have to continue increasing the Fed funds rate, aka short-term interest rates, in order to fight back inflation. And all of it comes full circle to our 30-year fixed rate mortgage rate. And that's the reason why it's 7.5% currently, which is astronomical, right? But that really hurts the housing market. Some data just came out last week about mortgage loan applications for 30-year fixed rate loans. And they are down by 18%. Home sales are falling as well, guys. And the reason home sales are falling is because affordability. See, the average home in America costs about $460,000. When you're trying to carry a $400,000 mortgage at 7.5% interest rate, your monthly payments skyrocket. Compared to carrying that same mortgage at a 3% interest rate. It's more affordable at 3%, guys. More people can afford it. And that's the reason why home sales are dropping. And that's the reason why mortgage loan applications are down 18%. For a lot of people, that's not good news. But for people out there who are looking to buy a home and get a good deal, and you got cash to pay for it, or you make enough income to be able to absorb a 7.5% interest rate, then it might be a great opportunity for you to start looking. Because sellers are going to have to wake up. If sellers want to sell their properties, they're going to have to start coming down and being more negotiable on their price, which I think they are ready to do that. On one hand, most Americans can't afford to buy a house just because of interest rates. But on the other hand, there are people out there who are looking for good opportunities, and they are in the right financial shape to be able to do that. I'm one of those people. So I'm definitely continuing to look. But I was just shocked and thrown back in my seat when I got that quote yesterday from the mortgage broker I was working with, and they said 7.5% is going to be your rate. And that's the rate, guys, with no points added to the loan, right? And that's the type of rate I want. I don't want a rate that includes a lot of points that I got to pay up front to buy down the rate. I don't want to buy down the rate. I just want the rate with no points. And it was 7.5%. For me, that's a big number, but it's a number I know if I can get a better deal on the property that I'm looking at because of demand is slowing down, then I can offset that. So if I'm looking at a property for $800,000 and I can negotiate that thing down to $725,000 because of demand slowing down and the seller is wanting to sell their property and they're willing to negotiate, then I more than make up for that 7.5% interest rate. The interest that I'm going to pay on that 7.5% interest rate for my mortgage, I more than make up if I can save myself $75,000 off of the purchase price, right? So that's sort of the way I'm looking at this thing and approaching it. But in order to do that, you still got to have income to be able to afford the higher monthly payment, right? You still got to have that. And like I said, most Americans with an average home cost of around $462,000 and the average interest rate around 7.5%, it's just not doable. So home sales, mortgage loan application, all of that stuff is starting to fall in February because of that. And it all goes back to what? The Fed funds rate. Right now, the Fed funds rate is around 4.50, but it's expected it could go as high as 5.50, another full 1% during 2023 just to fight inflation. And here's the strategy behind increasing interest rates from the Fed's perspective. When you increase interest rates high enough, people can't borrow money anymore, right? And when people can't borrow money to buy things, they typically stop buying things. And that's what the Fed wants to have happen. They want people to stop spending money so that demand and supply can be at a level that our economy can have inflation at around 2%. But as long as you have a lot of demand out there and our economy can't produce enough supply to meet that demand, that's where you get inflation. That's when inflation goes up. So the Fed is saying, we're going to keep raising interest rates till it gets to a point where people feel financial pain and they no longer can borrow money because it's too expensive to borrow it, and they stop spending. Also, they believe if they continue to increase short-term interest rates, the labor market will cool off as well. You got to understand, when people are not spending money, it hurts companies. And when companies can't sell whatever product or service they have to people, companies start doing what? They look for ways to reduce their expenses. And one of their biggest expenses is employees. So what companies do is they start laying off employees and they stop hiring employees. When that happens, the economy suffers. Because see, 70% of our economy is based on consumer spending. So if people are not spending, companies are not hiring people, then our economy starts to shrink, right? And if our economy is not growing, then that's not a good thing. But in order to get inflation to 2%, sometimes the Fed has to increase short-term interest rates to stop the economy from growing because it's growing too fast. And again, like I said, when our economy can't produce enough goods and services to meet demand, it drives up prices, right? And that's sort of what the Federal Reserve is trying to pull back. They're trying to pull inflation back so that price stability can be in our economy, right? Because a lot of people can't afford certain things that they need for basic living. They can't afford them. That's because of what? Inflation. So yeah, man, it all comes full circle. The Fed is doing what they need to do in order to fight inflation, but that's going to affect the housing market. Drop me some comments down in the comment box and let me know what you're thinking about this 7.5% fixed rate for a 30-year mortgage loan. It's just crazy, right? But let me know your thoughts. If you want those 12 free stocks from Webull, click on that link down in the description box. Open up that new Webull account today. Go get that free stock. Go get that free money. If you're stopping by the channel for the first time, please consider subscribing, share the video, smash the like button. Thoughts become things. If you can see it in your mind, you can hold it in your hands. You guys keep chasing your greatness. Never stop believing in yourself. And I'm going to catch you on the next video. Peace. Today's video is sponsored by my company, RF Financial Consulting. And in my company, I work with individuals just like you through financial mentoring and coaching sessions. And in those 1-hour sessions, we talk about strategies to help you get to your financial freedom, whether it be through real estate investing, stock market investing, creating additional streams of income, credit card arbitrage, or starting and growing a business. If that's something that you might be interested in, there's an email address in the description box of the video. Send me an email and let's discuss if I'm the right fit for you.